The occult science of the courtroom, how they use black magic against you. Introduction. Most of the time, I focus on using their own rules against them, because that's the easiest and most effective way to operate within the legal system. But what if I told you that law, as you know it, is not just a system of statutes and codes, but a game of occult energy manipulation? This is not something most people can even perceive to be true or possible, but those with the ears to hear will understand. Courts are not places of justice. They are theaters of control, and like all theaters, they rely on ritual, symbols, and deception to function. If you don't grasp the deeper, metaphysical, and spiritual aspects of the system, you'll always be at its mercy. This is why I'm introducing you to this level, not to overwhelm you, but so you can begin your own serious research into how this game is really played. The courtroom as a ritual space. The courtroom is not just a legal setting. It is a temple, a stage, and a place of energetic sacrifice. Everything in it serves a dual purpose, one that appears lawful, but is truly ritualistic and occult in nature. The costumes and the ritual play. In every theater, actors wear costumes to signify their roles. The courtroom is no different. The judge wears a black robe, just like a priest of the Temple of Saturn, symbolizing control, death, and commerce. The lawyers, or barristers, wear robes and wigs in certain courts, resembling occult orders and secret societies. The bailiff, with a weapon on his hip, acts as the enforcer, ensuring that you remain intimidated and submissive. The judges changing hats, literally and symbolically. The judge is not always a judge. He switches roles throughout the trial. As administrator, when handling procedural matters. As trustee, when dealing with the legal fiction that bears your name. As executor, when issuing final rulings, assuming total control. Judges in older courts even wore different hats to indicate their shifting roles, just like ancient high priests switching ceremonial headdresses during rituals. The language of sorcery, courtrooms as energy harvesting centers. Summons and spells. You don't receive an invitation to court, you receive a summons. Just like in ritual magic, a summons is used to call an entity into a controlled space. In this case, you are the entity being summoned. The judge and attorneys act as high priests, using their knowledge of hidden laws to trap you into agreements you don't understand. Legal spells, the power of words. Words in law do not mean what you think they mean. Example. Person does not mean a living man or woman. It means a corporate fiction. Understand in court means you stand under their authority. This is why legal language is called spelling, because words in law are literally spells designed to control reality. The game they play, and how to win. Jurisdiction, the real battle. The real purpose of the courtroom is to get you to contract, to trick you into accepting a role you don't have to take. If they can get you to answer as the legal fiction, your all-caps name, you are now the trustee, meaning you pay the price. But if you assert yourself as the beneficiary of the trust, the game changes completely. How they trap you into their system. Every ritual requires consent, whether active or passive. By getting you to speak, sign a document, or stand when your name is called, they consider that consent. The key is knowing how to decline their invitation without dishonoring the court. Conclusion. Understanding the hidden game. This is another level of knowledge not for beginners. That's why I don't usually focus on this aspect, because most people simply don't have the understanding or discipline to navigate it properly. But for those with the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you now have a new way of looking at the court system. It is not just law, it is ritual, energy harvesting, and deception. Comment and follow if you want more details on this knowledge.